Day one of testing complete here at Phoenix Raceway, which means we've seen the entire 2026 grid, including the 3 rookies. Connor, from your perspective, were you expecting what we saw out of the rookies today? Did anybody surprise you?
I mean, I think we saw a classic rookie day, right? There was one, Mick Schumacher, who did a ton of laps. There was one who made just a slight mistake. Again, that can happen as a rookie. And then no one really set the world on fire, but that's not what today is about. That's not what this test is about. It's about learning as much as possible. Dennis Hauger was obviously the fastest rookie, and obviously I think everyone expects him to be extremely fast, but you know, this is just putting the laps away, getting the experience necessary, and doing the same thing again tomorrow.
Well, and like you said, a learning opportunity first and foremost, and one rookie in particular we saw learn a little bit extra out there, pushing his limits. Let's hear from all of our rookies here after day one of testing. Kyle, rookie season has officially begun, so what did you learn from today?
Yeah, I think the end of the day was not the very best end of the first day as a rookie here at the Oval, but I think definitely the first morning and obviously the first part of the afternoon was pretty good until the second set of new tires. Unfortunately, I made a really rookie mistake, not anticipating the grip that I had. I just turned in at the same point with a lot more grip and unfortunately hit the apron and lost the car. But yeah, after all, I think a lot of good changes that we went through today, and hopefully tomorrow I can be more comfortable and obviously adapt a little better to the car and the track.
How has it been so far getting used to that new tire grip? Because on these short ovals, these cars have a ton of grip, and I don't think people realize how physically that difficult that is as well. When you put on new tires, you're low fuel and you're trying to get the most out of it. Tell people as a rookie what that's been like to just see what that feels like and how much you can actually get out of the car.
Yeah, it's like you can't really believe how much grip you actually have, to be honest. Like the first out was obviously everything was new and I didn't know exactly where the limit was. Like I was really far from the limit. So on my second set, I was just trying to find that, and obviously like the car is just a complete monster when you put new tires on and a lot of grip. And I could feel it in 1 and 2, and I just tried to do the same in 3 and a bit too optimistic, and unfortunately a mistake.
Your teammate Santino has obviously been very, very fast and very exciting to watch on ovals for sure. Has he been a helpful resource for you as you try to get used to this car on these types of tracks?
Yeah, really helpful. Obviously not only on the ovals, obviously in Sebring as well. When we had the test a couple of days ago, he was super helpful on driving tips. And I think actually when we came here, he said don't put tires at like 4:30 because the sun will hit you right on the face when you go in turn 3 and 4, and was exactly what I did, and I ended up in the wall. So maybe next time I will listen to him a little bit more. But no, he's obviously really open and friendly, and whatever advice he gives me is like really to help me understand a little bit more the car.
So is there anything in particular then that you're really focusing on, not only for tomorrow's test, but just for the year outlook in general?
Just to try and learn as much as I can, especially like these steps between fresh and new tires, qualifying and race, and obviously running on traffic. Tomorrow we plan to do quite a little bit of that as well, because it's really different from the next car when you want to go behind people and how you should place yourself and so on. So it's just something that I need to do a lot of laps, see the data, videos, go behind a little bit of a good guys and see what they do differently and try to understand that and process. So when we come back here for the race weekend, we will be ready.
Dennis, day one as a rookie, 7 out of an incredible championship season last year in Indy Next. What's it like coming into this knowing you're kind of the small fish in the big pond now?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously being a rookie in the top series here, and just trying to get as much experience as I can, obviously. Getting on the ovals and running traffic, just be with the team and kind of create the dynamic again. But I'm looking forward to it. First day in school, and I'm here for it.
Obviously last year, that was your first year running ovals, and that was a totally new learning experience. But now, short oval, high downforce, when you put on those new tires, a ton of grip. What was your first feel like for that? Were you impressed with how fast you could actually push these things?
Yeah, like when we went in sticker tires now, I was like, oh, there's some grip here. And you could really just send in speed and use that downforce, which was cool. We haven't done like, quali mode like fully yet, but no, it's just crazy. Coming from Indy Next, already had pretty good grip. I felt like a superhero the first time I came on an oval, and to run in these cars is just amazing. So really enjoying it. Obviously it's going to be a bit different when we get into the race with dirty air, the marbles, and trying high line and just working on that kind of stuff, that's a whole different thing. So yeah, looking forward to it.
What's it been like as a rookie, kind of getting used to the tools that you've got in the car? You've got roll bars you can adjust, you've got the weight tracker now that you can mess with, and as you go through a bit of a longer run, what has that been like for you to get used to with your engineering squad over there?
Feels quite good. I mean, I think I'm lucky that I was quite used to doing it in IndyNext as well, like working with my bar, especially in IndyNext. I was doing that like a lot, especially on the ovals, but just in general. So that kind of helped me being used to it, always working with it. But obviously the weight jacker is a big tool, probably more than the bars. So just seeing kind of where you can use it, what type of face of the corner you can use them, is kind of the most important thing. And especially when you get in traffic, you know, the bounce changes, everything changes. So just being aware of that and using it as a good tool is important for sure.
So based off your takeaways then from day one of testing, looking at day two, what are you trying to focus on there?
Just keep building. Obviously, we were going through a few issues today, so just trying to make sure everything is okay. We get the baseline right today, so we can keep on working with that tomorrow. And hopefully we can test a few things and get it in the right direction. It's so tight here, man. Like we were 17th now, but we were just 1/10 off top 8 or something like that. So it's small margins, so we just have to keep working, keep building, and just keep getting that experience in the end of the day.
Mick, start of the season, start of your rookie campaign, although you've been pretty vocal so far this year about not considering yourself a rookie. Why is that?
I mean, I'm gladly taking the track time, but no, I think honestly I've been racing so long now, and I've been called a rookie before in Le Mans. I didn't like it, and so I just said like this year is going to be different. I'm just going to not take it as a rookie year, because also I don't want to allow myself to make rookie mistakes, right? So we're here to do a job, and yeah, therefore I want to take it as a proper championship, and the proper championship approach is not to take it as a rookie. So
you've had a few days in the car now, and obviously this track probably a little bit different than Homestead, probably a little bit different than Sebring. But after doing Homestead and now after today, is there anything in the car that you've got used to on the ovals that you're like, maybe I actually need to adjust my seating position for this type of racing? Maybe I need to do something a little bit different in the car because it's physically a little bit different than you expected. Is there anything like that that's been a surprise?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the main difference is I'm just going left now. So I guess I gotta adjust my seat a little bit to that. I'm steering a very specific way, so the way that my body's sitting in the seat is maybe a bit different. So probably have to cut it a bit better and like just adjust it a little better. So all these things, yes. But I guess the biggest one for me is to relax in the car. Like I'm just not used to having a pad. I don't normally run a pad, and so this is the first time that I really have to use this to kind of also have, you know, a consistent feel throughout the whole race. But it's hard because I've so been trimmed to like being tense and feeling the car in a certain way. And you probably would know, but like to me that's a very awkward feeling, and I just can't get over the fact that I have to relax. I just can't. So I guess that as the year will progress, that's something that I'll have to work on, just to be consistent and be able to learn how to drive a proper oval.
Well, you mentioned, you know, getting used to just going left. Coming out of day one here of testing at Phoenix, what do you think of this place? Was there anything that surprised you out of this oval?
I mean, it feels tiny compared to Homestead. You know, a lot of corners consecutively in a way, and still a lot of, you know, a lot less banking as well overall. I mean, Homestead has this progressive banking, so you kind of feel like there's a difference between running the low line, a bit higher line. Here, you know, you have this really kind of flat shape, so suddenly the car feels like it's tilted further out than it should be, but then you go into turn 3 and it just feels really like hooked. And so yeah, there are differences, and that's what Graham was telling me, is like you'll end up having such a sensation of every oval being different that suddenly it becomes very interesting and very technical.
Obviously, you've got a very experienced teammate in Graham Ray Hall. He's an oval winner. He's done a really good job on these tracks. You put in a lot of laps today. That's what you got to do as a rookie. Is there anything today that you immediately want to work on for tomorrow when it comes to balance issues? Is there something where you're like, hey, this is exactly what I need come tomorrow? And has the team been super receptive on being like, hey, I know he's a rookie, but we're going to immediately listen to your feedback and give you what you want?
No, I think that we've been working really well together, all of us, and I think, you know, getting all the tools into place now is important so that we come back in the race weekend and we just have to adapt to the conditions then. But so what the plan is obviously just to run through as much as we can so that also I can build up my knowledge base a bit on what can you change and what are the effects that those changes will do on track, right? So weight jacker, for example, is something that I'm still getting used to, but also just how many damper options we have, and I mean that's essentially what, you know, IndyCar is all about, is dampers. So that's what we've been focusing on, and then just trying to get the car into window today so that we can do all the work tomorrow.
One thing that I thought was really unique about this track, and you'll feel this as you get on the more ovals, was the wind. What was the wind like when it shifts? Because it's super powerful with how fast you're going here. Was that a bit of a surprise as well? Kind of see, because when you started the day, the wind was very, very calm, and then as the day picked up, it got very gusty at points. Were you able to feel that pretty well?
Yeah, definitely. You feel it, and you know, just the difference between turn 3 entry and turn 1. Essentially, like, you know, you go into turn 1, you feel like the car is actually pushing, accelerating as you go off throttle, whilst like you're going into turn 3, the car really dives and like pitches. So you have to adapt your approaches a little bit so that you don't just do the same, or, you know, in every corner, especially also, as we said, the banking's very different. But yeah, the wind definitely has a huge power on those cars, and that's, I guess, usually, you know, the way as well. In F1 it's the same. Most cars I raced was the same, so it's nothing too new.
Well, very generally, you've been very analytical of yourself. What do you think coming out of today? Are you happy with what you're able to take away?
I think about the work in the laps that we did, was happy. Like, I'm happy about it. The team seems happy. I'm probably personally, obviously I would like to see myself a bit higher up, but I think that's also normal. First real day with traffic and everything. I guess it's quite tough getting the most out of the tire, especially a new tire. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, is just to try and understand that a bit better. Firestone is very different to Pirelli or Michelin that I've been racing in the past. So getting on top of that is a challenge, but it's good, and I'm happy to take that challenge up. And then, yeah, just be consistent. You know, like, I want to be consistent throughout the runs, throughout the changes that we do, and I feel like that was a positive for us today.
Day 1 of testing here at Phoenix Raceway is complete, and as expected, there were some storylines that played out exactly how we thought they would, including those fast Team Penske cars.
Yes, however, the short oval king, Joseph Newgarden, was just outpaced a little bit by his new teammate, David Malukas, and his former teammate, Will Power, was right behind him in the Andretti car. So honestly, it was very exciting to see. For me, we saw Joseph Newgarden go out right away and be faster than everyone by a ton. And as the day kind of went on, you saw his teammate get faster and faster and ended up P1. So that was a fun story to watch.
Was there anybody else, whether it's a team or a driver, that maybe caught you off guard that you weren't expecting their performance today?
I think so far we probably haven't seen the best out of the McLaren squad yet. We obviously know that that's a very, very strong team, very, very quick drivers there. But one driver that did surprise me that I think was very good was Graham Rahal. Graham Rahal being 11th, I think they have been really wanting to work on their short oval program. We obviously know that team has had some struggles on these types of tracks before, but seeing him up in 11th I think was a strong day for those guys. And just how tight the field was. I mean, my goodness, the top 20 within half a second, that is insanely close.
Absolutely, and we're probably gonna see what, more of the same tomorrow?
I think so. I think everyone got a little bit of a, you know, got some rust off of their shoulders. They got into it, get yourself a little bit into the game here, and there's a lot more new tested tires to use tomorrow, which will be good, and a lot more to be done once everyone has a think about it, has a little bit of a sleep on it, and it should be cool to see who goes fast the end tomorrow.
Well, keep up with testing day 2 tomorrow. Connor and I will be bringing you all of the updates. Plus, you can keep up with the timing and scoring on the INDYCAR website and the INDYCAR app. Testing starts tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time.